Welcome back to Q-Dads. I'm Steve and I'm going to dive deep into the Monsterverse as we look ahead at the upcoming series from Apple TV, Monarch Legacy of Monsters. I'm going to dissect the recent trailers to see where in the Monsterverse the series fits in, what time periods we're going to be seeing, and of course, how is this going to be connected with the upcoming 2024 film Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire. Apple has also dropped the first 2 minutes of Monarch and an exclusive inside look. Both I'll be discussing at the end of this. Now, if you're like me and you've recently binged all 4 films in the Monsterverse that are connected to Monarch and don't need a quick recap, then jump to the timestamp below. Otherwise, I'm going to start with a condensed recap of all 4 films. The Godzilla franchise reboot starts with the 2014 film, Godzilla. It follows the journey of Ford Brody as he helps uncover the secrets his father was obsessed with. He starts to learn about the existence of Titans, with Mutu taking to the screen. Mutu escapes the facility and we see the death of his dad. Godzilla and Mutu fight, toppling Honolulu, before learning that humanity's only hope to stop the Mutu is to gain the aid of Godzilla. This persuades Ford to join a military group to stop this Mutu mating with another. We end with the final battle in San Francisco as Godzilla takes on 2 Mutus before coming out on top, proving his worth as the Alpha. We jump back to 1973, after the Vietnam War, where Monarch managed to join a military mission to the recently discovered Skull Island. Here we follow an expedition across the island as Monarch searches for Titans and of course discovers the king of the island, Kong. We not only learn about the power that Kong has, but also how ancient these Titans are and their connection to the Earth. The expedition then turns into an escape mission as the group frantically try to escape the island. We meet Hank Marlowe, who has been on the island for 29 years. He helps the group escape, but not before helping Kong take down some skull crawlers. Back to the present time with Godzilla, King of Monsters, as we see the uprising of even more god-level Titans. We see the use of the Orca, a powerful bioacoustic weapon designed for controlling Titans. This ends up in the wrong hands and is used to awaken Ghidorah, the 3-headed beast. Ghidorah sets its sights on becoming the new Alpha Titan and defeats other Titans in the process. It's down to Godzilla to stop this beast and prove he is Earth's true protector and the Alpha Titan, with the final scene showing other Titans bowing down to him. The final film, Godzilla vs Kong, shows us not only Monarch's power to move Titans across the globe with Kong's new facility, but this film also shows the more technologically advanced side of Earth. After an initial battle between Kong and Godzilla, the team soon realise that they need to move Kong to Hollow Earth in order to save humanity from being destroyed. We learn that the DNA of Ghidorah is being used to bring to life Mechagodzilla, but the power from within Hollow Earth is needed to make it complete. Godzilla and Kong fight once more before teaming up to take down Mechagodzilla and proving there is no room for more than one Alpha on this planet. Although, at the end, Kong does go back to Hollow Earth to rule there. Now, the first Monarch trailer opens up with the devastating scenes in San Francisco from the 2014 first remake of Godzilla. They talk about Monarch and how they were there at the scene, collecting evidence, oblivious to the destruction. At this point, we're introduced to our main character, Keiko Randa. She believes her dad was working for Monarch, so with her friends, sets out to uncover the truth about this organisation, which of course, being Bill Randa's child, we know part of his history already. Supposedly, the series is set after the events of Godzilla, but the trailer then gives us scenes predating Kong Skull Island. Naturally, I feel we're going to explore the origins of Monarch and how they became in the position of power they are today, and maybe show us more about what happened when they first located Skull Island and the lore behind the Titans. Kurt Russell then makes an appearance, as it dictates to us about uncovering the truth behind what happened to Keiko's father, who I predict was involved in the very first attack from Godzilla. A point worth adding here is Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt Russell, is also in the series. Now, we know Wyatt from being John Walker in the Winter Soldier series, and in Monarch he's actually playing a younger version of Kurt Russell's character. We then get some shots of John Goodman's character from Skull Island, who, spoiler alert, died in the film. This makes me question, why bring him back? What's the importance of his character in this series? Is it more of a flashback to show who he's related to, or to uncover more secrets about Kong and the other Titans? Or at least we'll understand more about the ancient rivalry that Godzilla had with the other Titans. We also get a shot of some light coming out of what I presume to be Antarctica. Is this something breaking out of Hollow Earth? or maybe the latest Monarch facility. I say this as we get a quick shot of a new monster. Is this the threat for the series, or will this be teased at the end, ready for the new film? More on this monster towards the end. The trailer comes to an end with a series of shots, both past and present. I do though question whether any of these are future shots too. Stick with me for a moment on this, as I know what you're thinking. We get two main scenes from Godzilla. The first with him standing in the water, which I predict to be present day Godzilla, maybe pre-Kong. He looks young, fresh, and with the series being set around the same time as San Francisco, this could be him entering the city at this point, opening the series. But the second has him emerging from sand, a desert of sorts, showing us he's been hibernating for months, if not years. Is this set in the future after Godzilla vs Kong, or are they waking him up for the new threat that is coming from Hollow Earth? Or am I wrong, and this is set before the events of Godzilla King of Monsters, before the destruction of Ghidorah? It's hard to pinpoint why Godzilla is in the middle of the desert, rather than being underwater, being watched by countless Monarch facilities. Either way, it's safe to say this series is going to unlock the truths and origins of Monarch. I think we'll see the beginning of it all back in 1954 with the destruction of Tokyo. We know this series will take place in San Francisco, as well as Skull Island, but there are a few other locations, with Tokyo, some desert, and even a glacier. I don't think we'll actually see Hollow Earth in this series. I'm not sure why, but I have a feeling they'll be keeping this series very grounded. I am intrigued about the protagonist of the series. Is Monarch the bad guy here, or are we going to see a side of them we've never witnessed before? Will we witness Monarch to be a saviour instead? What is the new monster level threat going to be, and will we see the return of Kong within this series, or does the budget only cover Godzilla? And on to budget for a second. Don't be surprised if we get a lot of scenes from the movies sewn into the series, or don't expect too much of Godzilla, or not in every episode at least. I do hope I'm wrong on this and we get a good monster to screen ratio, but at the moment I'm not holding my breath. Now I want to talk for a moment about the recently dropped first 2 minutes of Monarch and the inside look that dropped a few days ago. The sneak peek starts with the return of John Goodman as Chapman from Skull Island. Here we get a new scene where he's running from a spider, but before this he records a message about his mistakes and wanting to create a legacy. I believe this refers to shedding light on the Titans and Monarch itself, but who was that video originally aimed at? He drops a waterproof bag into the ocean, and after seeing a crab take down this spider and plummet into the ocean, we then jump in time in a nice transition as we head to 2013, shortly after the Godzilla attack in San Francisco. Here we see a Japanese trawler, and it sets up the origins of the evidence that Keiko and her friends try to uncover. Now, the inside look didn't really give us any new looks at Godzilla. It more entices with the in-depth character building they seem to be doing with the show, allowing not only familiar viewers, but also anyone new to the Monsterverse to enjoy this. The biggest takeaway for me from the inside look was that this new monster has some familiar Godzilla-like features, but has this unusual head with some kind of tentacle or antenna sticking out of it. It looks epic, and I question if this can also channel some kind of nuclear blast like Godzilla can himself. Me and Ben are going to be covering this series weekly, and you'll see the return of our weekly casts where we dive even deeper into the show and openly discuss key talking points from each episode. Don't forget to subscribe so you know you're covered for all things Godzilla, and let us know in the comments your thoughts on the show and what you're most looking forward to. Plus, do you think we'll see Hollow Earth in this series? And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time with something new.